and welcome back. I'm Nicole, a cottage witch, and today I'm going to run through some of the decks I used in September. Mostly fall or transition into fall sort of themed. Okay, so this is sort of like the end of summer one that I used. We went to BC for about a week, and this is the Weird of Sarah Howard, and it's set in a lake in Australia, and it just seems very end of summer to me. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Ah, there we go. It's so beautiful. I love Gabby Angus West's artwork, and it also doubles as a playing card deck if you're so inclined. An expensive playing card deck, but still can be done. And it just gives me the feeling of the end of summer at a lake. So that's what I didn't use it a lot because I didn't use a lot of tarot oracle, and I didn't actually read a lot either when we were at the lake. It was, you know, doing hikes and walking around and watching the dogs play in the water and everything. And but yeah, so this was fun. I don't use this super often, but it's lovely. And then I used a little bit. These two decks I only just used a smidge. The Crow Tarot, which I think I might pull out again when it gets more fall into winter. I don't know why I feel that way. It's cooler colors, I guess. Maybe a bit more snow in the deck, which we don't have yet, although it is finally sweater weather, which is amazing. I love it. So yeah, I've only used this a smidge, but I enjoy it. This was one of those decks that I hadn't gotten when it was full-sized because I just wasn't sure if I'd like it. And then it came out as a mini, and I thought, well, okay, for like $20, I'll give it a go. And it's really beautiful. I like it a lot. So yeah, I will pull that out a bit later in the season, I think, once it ends up being later in the fall. Then I've been using the Heartwood Tarot and the Literary Witches Tarot. So I got the guidebook at a used bookstore. I'd had the deck for 4 or 5 years, I think, already. But I got the book at a used bookstore for just a few dollars, and I thought, well, okay, I'll give it a go. I've taken out all of the stuff cards because I don't like them, and just kept the literary women, the writers. And have I read one of her? I think I have read one of her books. No, I can't remember. So I do have to go through the guidebook because, like, I've read Charlotte Perkins Gilman, I've read Jamaica Kincaid, I've read a tiny bit of Sylvia Plath, and a lot of Agatha Christie and Mary Shelley, and so much Virginia Woolf. Her I hadn't even heard of. So, like, some of these authors I have no idea, but Audre Lorde I like. I don't know how you pronounce her last name, but she's a very good poet. Anne Carson I'm not really familiar with. I think she's American. This author I'm not familiar with either. So, like, some of them I just don't know what to make of them because I'm not familiar with these women, so I should get familiar with them. Because, you know, I'm a fan of books and bookish women. So yeah, that I was using. And then so I'd pick a card from this and use it as like a what to pull tarot cards about idea. Sort of like a really, sorry about the sirens in the background. Nothing I can do about that. Sort of like a very simple spread generator. And then I would pull a few cards from the Heartwood, which is gorgeous and really cozy. I mean, I think it's probably the coziest deck I've got. So, look how cute is that? It's just adorable. Love it. So yeah, I've been using this a bit this fall, and will continue to use it for sure. I might pull out the, what's the Oracle? Thistledown Oracle to go with it as well. But I'm enjoying using it with the Literary Witches. It's quite fun. Oh, it's so cute. Even the mice are cute, and I don't usually think mice are cute, but, like, they're cute in this one. That's a funny card. Yeah, I really love this deck. It's very cozy fall. So I will keep using these. And then I was also using, in the same sort of way, I'd pull an oracle card from the Craft Decadence and then use the Lioness Oracle Tarot. I need to get a better bag because the texture of this creeps me out a little bit. But it's what I had available and the box is falling apart on me, so oh well. Anyway, I love this Oracle deck. It's so original. The keywords are completely unlike anything I've ever seen. The artwork is unlike anything I've ever seen. And it's very decaying things in the fall, where there's still color and beauty and vibrancy, but also things are starting to go a bit sideways. So yeah, I've been using this as a spread, sort of, or if I just want to play but don't have any question to ask, I'll pull one of these cards and then pull a spread based on that with the Lioness Oracle Tarot. It's really fun, and I think they go together startlingly well, because they're both collage, but they're quite different. Like, they feel different, but also they kind of bizarrely work, at least for me. So yeah, they're two of my favorite collage decks I think I've ever gotten, so I'm really enjoying using them, and I'll keep them on my shelf for October, because that is the sort of end of the gardening era season of the year. So yeah, this works for me for that. The other end of the growing season deck that I use, whoops, I'm having coordination difficulties again, unsurprisingly, is the Tarot of Persephone's Garden. There we go. So many coordination difficulties. But anyway, like, this is, the Lady of Shalott is just very fall to me. I mean, Anne of Green Gables is also very fall. So, you know, it's just very October. And it's, I think, September, what is it today, 29th, as I'm recording this. So we're getting into the season where I'm starting to use this a bit more, because I still need to harvest a few things from my garden, but it is starting to wind down a bit. The leaves are starting to turn. It's getting to be pretty close to the end of the year. Really, if it weren't for climate change, we should have had our first frost already. We haven't. It's weird. It's been like a month after we should. Usually around the Labor Day weekend is when we're supposed to have our first frost, but that hasn't happened in a while. So it's getting weird. But it is still getting towards the end of the gardening season. So this is my deck that I use for those sorts of ideas of transition and either death or dormancy. And cycles and that sort of thing. It's beautiful for that, and I love the artwork. It's such a fun deck. Yep. She's got another one, I think, for, I can't remember which other goddess, which I don't think I'll get, because this one works well enough for me. And I'm, you know, I've got enough decks now that if I'm gonna buy more, it's got to be like extra special now. But yeah, this one, and then the last two that I've been using, this is a little bit self-promotional, but I made a couple myself, which I do have links for on Make Playing Cards now in case anybody's interested. But so I made a Prairie Herbalist Tarot to learn more about the plants that I use and want to use, both as a sort of amateur herbalist. Like, I make my own herbal concoctions for myself, but I don't make them to like sell or anything, and I have no intention of doing that. And Also wanted to get to know more about the sort of spirit connection with the plant spirits side of things. And also this was my How to Learn the Tarot deck. So it's getting towards the end of the season where I would use this, but it was only just finished. I only just finished it a couple weeks ago when I ordered it from Make Playing Cards. I am right now working on a fall, winter, early spring version as well, where all the plants are like, maybe I'll insert a few screenshots of the photos, but they're in their dormancy or covered in ice and snow and all that sort of thing. So yeah, that would be the deck I'd work more with probably next month, but I still enjoyed using this for a few days so far this month, and I'll keep using it into the fall because it is sort of my plant spirits deck now. Also, the ladybugs really love the goldenrod, so that's perfect. But yeah, the winter version will be more of this sort of feel of the decay of things, or the decline. And I might actually use the same image for that particular card. But yeah, so I'm collecting photos for that now. But this was a super fun project that took about 3 years to take all these photos around where I live or on my balcony garden. Like, I know it's sort of extra special to me because I know where all of these plants are and can go visit them. This was on my balcony. Also on my balcony, there should be echinacea wild around here, but it's been over harvested in the wild to the point that I've never seen it in the wild. I've only ever seen it in gardens, which is really too bad. And it is crabapple season now, and I got some Saskatoon apple cider yesterday, and it's delicious. And now I kind of want to go find some crab apples to make some crabapple cider. But anyway, I have been spending a lot of time learning about plants and connecting with plant spirits, plant energy lately. So this is sort of what I use for that. And then the other one I made, which I've used a little bit as well, is the Runic Journey Oracle. So there are 2 sets. There are 24 Elder Feathered runes. And I made 2 sets of decks, one that has this, the keywords and the actual name on the bottom, and the other without. So I'm just using the set with keywords right now because I'm still very much learning the runes, don't have them all memorized yet. But yeah, that's what I've been spending some time doing lately. Senna the Witch has a YouTube channel where she uses runes as well in some of her videos, so I've been using her videos also to try and learn some of them. And yeah, it's been really fun. And I hope, the goal is that sometime this winter I'll be able to just use the runes that I made. So I have all these rocks that I've written the runes on, and I want to get to the point where I can just use the runes and know what they all mean without having to look things up and think about it a lot. So yeah, those are my September decks that I've been using, and probably a fair few of them will hold over into October because, you know, it is that sort of fall season. And yeah, that's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.